Alright YouTubers, what is happening? It's been a while since we did a video. Doing a video on another ZT model. This is the ZT0095 BLK KVT S9DV flipper. So the sprint run of the 0095, a very favorite of mine. This one is quite unique, as you can see here. Alright, so what's the difference between... Oh, wait a minute, that's not a normal 0095. What do we have here? We've got ourselves a customized zero tolerance done in a Mandalorian theme by Fanatic Edge. And I gotta tell you, I was super stoked about this one. So, little backstory. I guess I've done the video on the Macrotech Bounty Hunter, and for a few personal reasons, I sold off all my Macrotechs. Some of it has to do with some views, but mostly it has to do with I just didn't carry it out the front. So to me, they're not the most practical folders, and people will disagree, and that's fine. But I loved the Bounty Hunter because it was Boba Fett, and Boba Fett's he's my thing, man. He's, for Star Wars, that's my favorite character. You can see my phone case, pretty sick, right? I'm a huge Fett fan. I love Mandalorian stuff, so the Bounty Hunter was one I had to have. Well, I never carried it. It's out on a shelf, collected dust. I'm just not a collector. I'm not a hard user either. I just like to carry and use my knives daily. You know what I mean? So nothing's going to be a collector. Nothing's going to really sit. So I decided, I checked out Fanatic Edge's Instagram, and he did a knife similar to this one on a Chavez, and he called it the Mandalorian theme, and another customer requested it, and I was like, okay, I need that done. I just got to figure out what knife I wanted on. It had to meet a few requirements. It had to be a model that I love, that I was going to carry and use, because you don't want to spend money on customizing a knife, because there's no return of investment, guys. Let's be honest. There might be on something like this, but I'm still probably never going to get out what I put into this. But that's okay, because it's mine. It's, hopefully, I'm sure there might be a few more of these made after his Instagram video and post on this one, because a lot of people are loving it. So I won't be surprised. But for right now, it's the only one like this, and you got to make sure that you want to modify and you're okay with that, because you're not going to get the value. So I picked the 0095 because it was a favorite model of mine of ZT's, and it had a nice, pretty blank canvas, so to speak, on the frame. You had to have room for the Mythosaur skull to do some of these, marks here. And I should have grabbed a Boba Fett like character, but to show you kind of how it follows that theme. But you can kind of get it from obviously the helmet and such from this, but the markings and such are very similar to what's on Boba Fett's armor. So we'll just leave it at that. So I hit him up, and we decided to do a 0095. He had him in stock. He is a dealer for ZT, and I went with the black one. It didn't matter what color, because they were going to Cerakote it, but I liked the S90V steel on this one, and I thought, yeah, let's go for that. So we decided to do the Mandalorian theme, and about 6 weeks later, I got this back, which isn't bad. Now, it was a little longer than promised, but it's very difficult for modders and makers, obviously, to, let's see, how long was it? It might have been a little longer. But sometimes it's hard for them to meet, certain deadlines, because they're relying on other people. I know that the Cerakote is done by Precision Tactical. They might have been behind on Cerakote with a heavily themed knife like this. There had to be some CNC done on the scales for the skull. The skull is actually CNC machined. It's not like painted on. It's actually, you can see that it's deep in the scale. So it's CNC machined, and then so there was a lot of work that went into this one. Then it was Cerakoted, multiple different colors. So it's going to take a while. Then he did like a distress look on it. Made it kind of look like battle worn, so to speak. You can see so on the clip a lot, on the frame as well, and a little bit on the blade. And then put a nice wicked edge on there, super mirror polish, super sharp. Oh, bump the camera, sorry. As you can see there. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys this. If it's something you're looking to do, I definitely recommend Fanatic Edge. I know Dr. Frunky's had quite a bit of work done by him, and this is my first one, and I can tell you that I'm pretty happy with his service. He's very good to communicate with on Instagram. Like I said, it took a little longer. I was getting a little impatient. That's just me being impatient, and they went through a hurricane down there. I mean, I was, lots of things, but I feel like, the turnaround time was good. And the product is amazing. It's very well done. And the Cerakote is a durable finish used on firearms if you're not familiar with it. A lot of guys will get guns Cerakoted, and it lasts a long time. You can see that they did the red I keep bumping that. Oh my gosh. The red, what do you call this thing? I keep wanting to call it a thumb stud, and that's a back spacer. There we go. Barrel spacer with the red clip, and then this is sword, and the green and the yellow. I mean, I think I was comparing this yesterday at a knife meet to a bounty hunter, and I think this is more spot on for Star Wars and Boba Fett than the bounty hunter even. So very cool. I was super stoked about it. So hit him up. I'll put a link in the description where you can contact Fanatic Edge. He definitely follow him on Instagram. He has all kinds of sweet theme knives they've done. Lots of cool anodization, Cerakoting, you know, you name it. They do it over there. So hit him up. Price was reasonable. And, you know, for me, like I said, if you're going to modify a knife, you got to understand that the return on investment's not going to be there. It's not going to be one you want to sell, you know, later. It's going to be one you want to hold on to. So make sure you love that particular model. Now, real quick, I just was noticing this the other day. I hadn't had this back, and I hadn't had an 095 for a while. But I had this rake knife that they sent me, the P135. And I thought, gosh, those knives are freaking similar in design. Very, very similar design on both of these knives. Just, I had it here, sitting here. The blade shape's even kind of similar. The 0095 has more belly. So if anyone was looking, I mean, you could also get a Kershaw Launch. They have it's a very similar knife. And the Link is also very similar. So if you wanted a budget version, you could do one of these guys. You know, and this wouldn't even be a bad option because you can Cerakote pretty much anything. This is just stainless steel. That would be you know, if you want to do it on a budget, you could modify, you know, one of these guys, do something similar. You'd have a nice blank canvas. You could very well pull that off on this and not have to spend a lot of money. For me, I prefer carrying a little bit higher end knife, so I went with a ZT. And I'm gonna, you know, this one's been carried already. I carried it all day, last couple days, and it's gonna get quite a bit of use. So just want to show you guys this custom 0095 done by Fanatic Edge in a Mandalorian theme. If you're a big Star Wars nut like me, or if you like, he's done some Deadpool knives, which were pretty sweet. He's done a Batman. I mean, there's been some cool, you know, customization. And if you're like really into something as a hobby or as like kind of like a passion, or just, you know, something you're really into, like whether it be comic books or Star Wars or whatever, you know, you can do a theme knife for you, and you know, it'll be something that's unique and it's your own. And that's kind of why I went this route. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.